on ANSYS License Management, and it's how to use the ANSYS License Management Center, specifically getting your host ID and installing your license file. Turning it over to Scott. All right, Scott, it's yours.
All right, as Dan said, this is the Mallett Technology Tech Tip, and I'm going to show you guys how to use the License Management Center to get your host ID information, which is then used to generate your license file, and then we're going to go ahead and install that license file and start up the License Manager. So we'll start off by going to the License Management Center, and under ANSYS Inc. License Management Center, you should have the ANSYS License Management Center. We'll fire that up. You'll see in version 16 we've got the new web-based interface. Right now you can see the License Manager is stopped. We even get like a little graphical feedback up here in the top left window showing that it's not running. So the first thing we'll do is get our host ID information on the left-hand side here under License File Options. We say Get Host ID Information. And what you'll notice is that there's three different types here. We've got a disk serial ID. We've got two different MAC addresses. The license file is tied to one of these three depending upon how you want to set up your machine. In this case, I have two different MAC addresses because I have an Ethernet port and I have a wireless adapter. So depending upon what you want to link it to, typically we link it to the Ethernet port. A hardwired Ethernet port is usually the first one on the list, and then this is my wireless one. Or you can link it to the disk ID as well. So what you would do is just click on the one you want, say Save to File. You'll get options depending upon what browser you use. You'll get different options. You go ahead and click Save, and then you can actually open that folder. And down in this case, it's putting it in my Downloads folder. If we open up that text file, that is your host ID information. It's the host name, the platform. Here you can see the ID type is my Ethernet, and then that's the Flex ID that they're going to use to generate the key. You would mail that off to Mallett in this particular case. We'll generate a license file, email that back to you, and I happen to have my license file in here already. And then we will use that license file to start up the License Manager. So I'm going to show you guys how to install a license file here then using the Management Center. So right above that Get Host ID information, there's Add License File. We're going to browse. Search for that license file. Mine's listed right here. Open it up. And what's going to happen is it's going to come up and say if it's a valid license file, it'll say Install License File. Yes, do you want to do that? Yep, we're going to go ahead and install it. It's going to take that license file, copy it to a specific location in the File Manager, and then it's going to actually start the License Manager. So you can see here it's starting the License Manager. License Manager has been successfully started. And if we look over here, we've got this green check mark. Now, if you want to verify that it's actually up and running, you can go to license, the server ANSYS _admin tool, do your view status diagnostic options, display the license status, and you can see here I've got a handful of licenses running. And that's how to use the License Management Center to get your host ID information, add a license file, and start your ANSYS License Manager.
Perfect. Thank you, Scott. That's the end of this session.